Let me zoom in. Whoa, just a little. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I am happy you are all here hanging out with us. I have Julian. Did I go the right way? I went the right way.
You did. It's pretty good.
I still, even after this long, don't always go the right way. And then I have two very special guests with me below. Cayce has been on before, Carolina Thrifter, so I'm happy he is back on with us again. And Margaret from Texas Gal Treasures has not been on, so yay, I'm so happy they're here. I will go ahead and let Cayce and Margaret introduce themselves. And I actually got a question already on Instagram before the show started. They asked if I could answer it, so we're going to have a question soon as we get out of introductions. So, Cayce, if you would like to introduce yourself to everyone. And I'm not making them big.
What's up, everybody? My name's Cayce. I'm the Carolina Thrifter. So I go by here on YouTube. And I am a full-time reseller here, basically on platforms like eBay and Facebook. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and glad to be here and chat with everybody and hanging out with y'all guys.
Yeah. And hey, I'm Margaret. I'm Texas Gal Treasures. I am a reselling homeschooling mom. I flip things from thrift stores, garage sales. You guys know it's like the whole shebang, right?
The whole reseller thing.
On all the platforms that I can possibly sell them on. And I homeschool my kids. And so it's all just the juggling of all the stuff, you know?
Yes. Juggling doesn't even begin to, I'm like, okay, what do I got to do today? And something doesn't get done inevitably every single day. I want to say special thanks, Richard, my moderator. If you guys are not subscribed to him, Richard drops all of our links every show. He takes off sometimes, but Richard is 90% of the time here for me dropping links in the chat. So thank you, Richard. All right, let me get my phone because this question's not typed out. They sent it to my messenger. So it says, we feel like we got a scammer, the customer ordered Nike shorts and said they sent a shirt. They have not answered them yet. We know they're wanting a refund and to keep the item. I packed the item. I know what I sent. The shirt that they say we sent, we have never had in our inventory. She wants to know from all of us, how would we handle this situation?
I mean, that's a tough one. You're asking me. I mean, it's not tough. I mean, of course, you don't want to give them back the money and then you don't have your item and you're trying to make it. But if it was a low cost of good item, these people are going to give me a headache. I'm going to give them the money back. But then that's something I paid a lot up for. It's just Nike shorts. I don't know if they're worth a lot of money. I sold them for a lot of money. I'll, contact eBay or get them involved. I mean, it's kind of tough sometimes to get the scammers out here and they want returns and swapping things around. I don't obviously have that problem too much with golf clubs and other merchandise I sell, but I see our frustration.
How much is the shirt that they're saying was sent?
They didn't say. Well, they ordered shorts. So the person asking the question sent shorts, but the buyer's saying they received a shirt instead of the shorts, but they didn't say how much.
Well, I'm just saying, is the shirt something cool? Because I'm okay, great.
Send it back. Give me the cool shirt.
I'll flip that, right?
That's a good way to send it back.
Yeah, and usually that squashes it or they'll just send back some garbage shirt that they pulled out of the dump. I don't know.
I'll go to my all-time. I do free returns. Please return what you think it was sent. Send that thing back, and then we'll deal with it when I get it back.
Yeah.
Then normally they're like, I got the hassle, right?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I would just tell them to send it back.
Mm-hmm.
They might, most of the time, like Margaret, most of the time that squashes it right there. You tell them to send it back, they're not going to. Especially if they're trying to get a free refund like you're thinking. So my response would be, I'm sorry you received the wrong, even though you're saying you didn't send it. Just from a customer service front, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Please return it and we will be happy to issue a refund when the item we sent out is received. Keep in mind, you can deduct 50% without anybody's approval. So if they send you some crap shirt, automatically at minimum deduct that 50%, and you can contact eBay and possibly get the rest of it back if they return something you didn't send. I am going to say this is probably for Margaret. I would like to sell jewelry, but my iPhone and current camera take blurry close-ups. Can you recommend a good camera for close-ups on a budget?
Well, I use my iPhone, so I don't know that I can. And my suggestion is, if your camera's taking blurry close-ups, then take the picture where it's as clear as possible and then zoom and crop it in, because then it's still crisp, and just zoom it in for that.
Yeah, and I say the same because I haven't done jewelry in a while, but when I do it, and I said this on my photo video, like, your equipment is a big thing. I am a phone lister. I use my phone for everything. So if you could upgrade your phone, that would make your business like so much easier. Like, it'll process faster. It'll, take better pictures. And I think I don't know, my phone and my nice camera are probably about the same amount of money, but you could make whatever. And then you could just pay low monthly payments if budget is an issue.
Because mine is, I think it just rolls into my phone bill, the payments for it.
Yeah. And I had paid mine off and said I wasn't going to do it again. But then my husband broke 2 phones, not just one, 2 phones. And they were doing like a $400 credit on any phone. So we had his 2 broke phones, and you get like the $400 credit over 2 years. So you had to lease it in order to get the $400 credit. So I am now leasing mine, but it's like $20 a month for now. I have the Galaxy S21 plus premium. I don't know, whatever. The newest Galaxy. We are getting hit with Margaret questions. If you shop at Goodwill, are they good around you? I live near Dallas and they are not good.
There are, for the most part, there's a couple that I don't go to because they're small or they don't have that much stuff. It depends on what you are wanting to thrift. The Savers here is really good. They're a little bit pricier, but yeah, there's some pretty good Goodwills and some more like smaller mom and pop type thrift stores in the area for sure.
Crosshouse Sift and Thrift for all of us. Do we get recognized in public, and how do you handle it?
Mine's been I've been getting recognized a lot lately, especially at yard sales, and it's kind of tough because, I ain't trying to be selfish, but in my area, the more people that see my YouTube channel, I'm a niche seller, and they do look at what I'm selling in my area, so they go target the same thing. So that's kind of hard. I don't know if Julian's experienced that, or y'all guys, but none of y'all are niche sellers, ladies, but I sell golf clubs, and I'm not trying to be selfish about it, but there's just so much to go around in one city here. So, and then I get recognized, and then they're telling me stuff they're finding, and it's cool. It's fine. I'm not mad at them. I don't own the place, but
you got there before me.
Yeah. It's like, that's cool, man. You found a Scotty camera in Goodwill the day after I went there. That's great. But it's cool though. I like hearing from people that subscribe to my channels and stuff. So on my end, so it's not terrible. I try not, if I get approached at yard sales lately though, I have a lot of people coming up to me to see the GoPro and asking for the YouTube channel, and that's kind of tough to be local. I don't know how to explain. I don't want to sound so selfish on that, but if you get what I'm saying.
Basically, because you're local and you're very specialized in golf clubs. So people kind of know where you're at and what you're dealing with, and you're teaching them, and then they're coming in. Yeah,
because I could do that on somebody else's channel. Yeah, because I've seen other channels I could do that on if I was in their city pretty easy. Like there's a guy out there in the Orlando, Daytona area. I know all the spots. I easily dial in on Julian, and I know all Julian spots. If I want to go yard selling up there, I know a lot about Myrtle Beach in the area, but I'm not driving up there. But yeah, you can figure it out, and that's what you make. That's what you're doing, making a living, and it's gonna be tough But it is what it is. There's so much to go around, so it's not like it's getting in my way. But that was my gist on getting recognized out in public.
It doesn't happen to me very often. Maybe twice ever. Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah, really. Unless people aren't saying something, I would, go for it.
They're watching you.
I know. I mean, one's at the bins, and there's a lady named Jamie, if she's there. Hey, Jamie. So whenever we see each other out thrifting or at the bins, we're like, hey, you know. And then one day I was at Joann's Fabrics, you know, and somebody said something, and I was just like, oh, hey. I mean, I don't know. It's nice, you know, just to say, hey, put a face with a name. A lot of times it's somebody who's commented a lot, and actually there's a lady who's now become one of my BFFs here that watched me before I moved to Austin, and we ended up connecting and being really good friends. So you never know. Cool. Yeah.
I've only been recognized, I think, like 5 times, and each time I start to usually sweat pretty bad. Like, I'm like, man, like, how do these people know me? I'm freaking man. Because they're like, Julian, and I'm like, who are you? And then so we have to have like a little, like, real quick meeting, like how they know me. So I'm like, all right, oh yeah, YouTube. And then so mostly it's actually been all guys, and all the guys have been super cool, and we like chat for a long time, and like most of it's in thrift stores. You think I'm in a lot of yard sales. But if you see me at a yard sale and you say hi, I'm usually moving quick. I got stuff to do. So I'm usually like, hey, hit me back, comment. I'll give you a high five, but I got to
see you later. Bye.
Yeah, I got. But they're cool because they're doing the same thing. Like we're just say hi. But the thrift store, like I'll sit down and talk to you in the thrift store because I'll wait till they bring stuff out. But usually there's a lot of sweat going on real quick because I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like I'm not used to being noticed in public. So but that's my take on it. But it's only happened 5 times. Now I know those 5 guys, and they're pretty good.
Wait, do you have like a big haul that you're about to do? Because this happened to me like in an early morning yard sale when a subscriber comes up to you and you got literally happened $1,500 worth of golf clubs in front of you, and your subscriber says, "Hey, I'm one of your subscribers," and I've told the guy, "Hey man, you just hang on 1 minute. Let me take care of business. We come back." And then it's like, wow.
But I will give you an autograph in a second.
Just give me 2 minutes, man. I was like, I can't believe you
here in a second.
I was like, I can't believe you're a subscriber. You didn't buy any of this, but I'm about to buy it all. So
you didn't learn right, my friend. But watch this.
Hey.
No, I have only gotten recognized like twice, and once was actually from behind, and I know that sounds bad, but they recognized my voice. And said, "Are you Kat the nurse flipper?" from behind. I was not facing them. And she said, "I listened to you so much. I know your voice." And that was same thing. That was at a garage sale, and it was just quick and passing. And she told me about another community sale. She's like, "Hey, did you know this community is having a sale too?" So it was a quick interaction. I like it. I buy like 90% off of auctions though. So I'm going and picking up. And I'm not, I go to the thrift stores, but not as often as like auctions. And lately I got the private pick. So obviously I'm not gonna run into a subscriber there, but my subscriber is who got me my last private pick. And she actually was my patient, was a cool thing. And she was there at the private pick. So that was fun to get to see her again. And I have a super chat from Dave from the USA, my good friend. I'm going to give him a dolphin as soon as I find it. Super chat. Dave says if he buys low and sells high, will he make money?
So
of course, Dave.
Maybe.
I think Dave needs to update us on his big like storage camel.
Yeah.
I don't think he has updated us on the channel. If he has, he's going to yell at me because I haven't been watching his videos as much as I'm supposed to. But Mike's saying any phone should have a good enough modern phone. That is not true. The difference even between my Galaxy S21 and a Galaxy S10 that came out 2 years ago is an incredible difference. It's like they're bumping up the quality of these phones with every single model. So, I mean, especially if they were talking jewelry and like micro pictures, the newer the phone, I would think the better that it's going to do. Teacher's treasure chest. Is there any way to avoid having buyers who accept offers that don't pay on eBay? It's so annoying.
Well, there's no way to avoid that.
Don't do offers,
Yep.
I
go with that.
I
do. I mean, it happens, right? It's just part of it.
Yeah.
List it. I mean, they ain't gonna pay for it. I just cancel it, say the buyer cancels and relist.
Yeah. I agree. Like, and I accept offers on everything. And even I don't require immediate payment on anything, but I'm the percent overall. Yes, it's annoying. And I think if you don't sell that much, you're going to notice it a lot more. But for me, with like 50 to 100 orders a week, if one or two don't pay, it's whatever. It cancels automatically. I relist it, and it's part of business. That's the same with getting crappy returns. That's another part of like reselling business that comes along with the territory, unfortunately. Melissa, I'm glad you remembered my live tonight. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Patina wants to know, how long have each of you been selling for? I've been watching Kat for a little while, and I'm curious.
Let me go first.
Yeah.
I have been selling for probably since, I think, 4 years, like consistently, and full time for over a year and a half as a full time reseller on eBay and then Facebook.
I had to count it up because I started when my oldest started kindergarten, so it's been it'll be almost 9 years coming up selling. Yeah.
I've really only been selling for like 2 years online.
And this go round for me, I'm at like 2.5 years, but I've been selling on eBay off and on since 1999, since it was money orders and cash in the mail and cashier's check. But I always stopped. I would do it. I would get bored. I would stop, and then I would need a little extra money. I would start again. But this time I do not plan on stopping. Let's see. Miss Sonia, do any of you cancel an item and relist as sell similar to take the dust off the item that has been in the store for over a year, which I'm in no rush to sell?
Heck yeah, man. I think that brings in a lot of sales. I don't do the relist sell similar. Like I do maybe 15, 20 a day sometimes, especially if sales are low. Man, that'll get stuff moving, in my opinion, or by experience. Like I can get 3 to 5 sales averaged off of that by doing per 20, 25, 30, depending on how good the item is.
How long do you usually wait for the item to have been listed, or do you just like go for it anyway, whatever?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Like lately, I've been doing like sometimes 30 days. Like I've been moving stuff. Like I just get tired of it. You know what I mean? But sometimes I get lazy on some stuff, and then sometimes I see things have been sitting there for a year, and I'm scared it's not even back here in the inventory, so I don't even want to do that. So there's gonna be a golf club that's been sitting there for 2 years. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if there's like something like gaming stuff, I mean, that stuff sells quick. But if you don't relist or sell somewhere within 30 days, it's done dropped off the bandwagon. So yeah, I sell similar, and then golf clubs too, man. If you got like a high end golf club, and that works. Sell similar, take them down, put them back up. Like I tell a lot of people that they say it works with them too. I got that from me. I mean, I know she just mentioned that, but I saw Derek. It's funny, it was a side hustle do that, and I was like, man, I'm gonna try that. When I tried it, it was like magic. Things started moving. So.
Nice. I don't do it too often, so.
Yeah.
I do it when I'm like super bored. I mean, like seriously, I might sit down and like be like, I'm watching TV, and I'll do like maybe 10, and out of those 10, I might get 1, I might get none. If I do 20, I might get 1. So, but I don't do it very consistently. I don't do it probably as much as I should. But from a year, I would probably have already seen that one and been like, "What are you doing?" And then I probably would have redone that one.
I never do it. I am too busy listing more stuff and moving forward. So mine, and like this last weekend, last week was the busiest week I've ever had on eBay. It just like ask Julian. I'm messaging him. I'm like, dude, it's not stopping. I did $4,600 last week on eBay. Awesome. And I'm like, it will not stop. Like every time I turned around, and I was at work too, and it's like ching, 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 sitting at my desk all day long. And some of that stuff had been there a year and a half. And some of it was newer, but it was like a pretty decent mix of like really long tail. Like I had a picture that I had for almost 2 years, and then stuff that had just listed. So I have so much to list that I don't have the time. That's interesting though, that Cayce says that. Like that might be a good experiment to do, to like maybe while I'm on vacation, like try and do that and see if anything comes of it, of my stuff that's been listed forever. And my longest stuff in my store right now is about like a little over 2 years right now. So, and there's not many of them. Resellers and recovery. When you are bidding online, like high bid auctions, how long do you wait until you start bidding? Do you watch items until the last minute or bid and forget?
I don't do bid auctions, so that's probably not a question for me.
Yeah, I don't do too many online auctions.
All the ones that I do are soft closing, so they're going to like keep rolling into it. And I usually have an idea how much I want to spend. So it doesn't matter if I bid. I usually bid midway. Like I'll bid a little bit and then people start bidding it up. And then in my brain, if I only want to spend 100, I really will spend 125. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll get you. But it's so I wait about halfway. But a lot of times if there's somebody waiting for that last second and they bid again, it rolls it back into 3 minutes, I'll put my big bid out and just forget it. Like I'm not going to sit there and wait for one of those to keep redoing. That guy obviously is going to sit there and just keep doing that. So I'll be like, okay, 125, take it or leave it. And then I move on to the next one.
Yeah. And I, with high bid, like Julian said, I think like all or 90% of them are soft close, which means if you bid the last minute, it's just going to extend it 3 minutes or you can't snipe on there. So what I will do, a lot of times I will watch if I'm not sure I'm going to buy, because most of you might know, when I buy on high bid, I buy, like I fill up my car or my truck. And so I'll watch stuff. But if I know for a fact I'm going to go to that auction, I will put a bid as soon as I see it, because that way I know I want this. But then I wait until like 5 minutes left at the end to put in like what I really want to bid. And kind of like Julian, if somebody's going back and forth at the end there, I'll put my most and then I just stop watching it, because a lot of people, even though it's soft close, don't realize it on high bid. So they'll let it get to 10 seconds. They bid, it extends it 3 minutes. They let it get to 10 seconds. Then they bid again. And it's like this 30-minute long closing because they keep trying to steal it from you. But on my little local auctions, there is no soft close, and I wait until 5 seconds before the end, and I snipe them. I do not bid at all until there's 5 seconds remaining. So like nobody has any idea I'm watching it. They have no clue. And sometimes even with 5 seconds, other people do the same thing, and I still get outbid with 5 seconds left. So they do like 1 second. I used to do 10 seconds and then I got braver and did 5, but I think there are people doing like 1 or 2. I think there's programs too that can snipe for that. Nicholas wants to know, how do we handle from a bookkeeping perspective if you bought something to resell but decided to keep it for personal use? I understand commingling finances is quite taboo.
I mean, as far as like writing it off against your expenses that you're going to put in the business, I would
like if they keep it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I would still just write it off as an expense. I mean, because
you might sell it someday.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you're gonna sell it someday. So I would put that down as an expense. Like I have plenty of that stuff. Like got a Pokemon DS over here that's new in the box. I paid up. I got some Scotty Camerons. I'm gonna write that off. Like it's gonna go just bookkeeping.
Yeah, same.
I would probably, like, if I'm at a yard sale and I, like, the other day, I wasn't on the other day, it was like 4 months ago, I bought $200 in fishing reels. That's for personal use, 100%. Like, they ain't never going, they might get sold in 5 years, but I'm not gonna like write that off as a business expense because it's not. I knew I was gonna save that, so that is gonna be. I will notate because that's gonna come out of my pocket that day. So I'm gonna notate that on, like, say if I take out, I always take out a certain amount of money every yard sale. I always do it out of the business account. So I spent $200 on that. That is actually my personal money that is spent, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? So that will not be written off because that is, I can't say I've used that for the business. And it might get sold, it might, but it's not going to be anytime soon. So I'm going to keep,
And I think if it's like a little thing, it's kind of a wash, which legally probably is not correct. But if I buy like Dalton a shirt when I spent $50 at the thrift store and it was 50 cents or $1, like, you know, And he will,
Maybe
like
not
Cayce
that.
said, he'll eventually grow out of it, and I will probably not sell it because I don't do kids' clothes. But whatever, theoretically, we could say I would eventually sell it.
I have a question. I have
Yeah.
a question. If y'all could help me out. So I don't know if y'all went through these measures. So in my eBay business now, I have a LLC. So I created that as a business, and I have like this hard problem. I did create a bank account, but I didn't put any money in it. And I got to go back and recreate it because it got canceled. But I have a hard time like keeping money out of my own personal into a business account. Yeah, under the LLC. Do y'all have an LLC, and do y'all put money in an account and draw out of that? Y'all
I do.
that? You do?
I have my PayPal, and then it directly is tied to that account, and so that's the way I do it.
Okay.
And just,
That's what you're supposed to do it. I know. You're supposed to keep it all personal from your business. I know. I have to do it.
It gets tricky when it's like, well, I have to pay myself because
Yeah,
I hire somebody to help me with this. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have a separate account, and then like if I got to pay the bills, so all that money goes in the business account, and then I pay myself what I need to pay the bills, but then the rest of it stays in because right now I'm literally just paying my bills, and everything else is getting just rotated around. So but I don't have an LLC. I'm still a sole proprietor.
I have LLC, and I just I have my business card. So whenever I'm out thrifting or whatever, I use a business card. And then for garage sales, like Julian, I go out of my business account and pull out, say, $200. That's my typical amount when I go yard sailing. Pull out $200 from the business account. I have an accountant, so he already knows, if I'm pulling out $200 on a Saturday or Friday morning, I'm going yard sailing because he's been doing my taxes now for 2 years. So that, and then my eBay payments, all of that, route all that stuff to go into there. Your eBay managed payments, mine, automatically goes into that account. My PayPal, I transfer, I do Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook, all of that goes into that account. And then I don't pay myself as much as I should. I've got to start doing that a little bit more, but I haven't had an issue with doing it. It's just habit, because everything goes into that one LLC account. And I don't think the LLC thing really matters because I'm a single owned LLC. It's just a little layer of protection.
Yeah, just in case someone wanted to see and have a good time.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, I decided to set up, I get that question sometimes too. I decided to do the LLC because when I started doing print on demand, and then I had a rental property, and then I had so many different things, I was like, ooh, it's better, I think, to have it in.
Yeah, incorporated into everything.
Yeah, one big umbrella.
TKO, both of these gentlemen up here, I know Julian does, and I will put that out so you can see the names. Bearded Thrift Machine and Carolina Thrifter both have videos on how to pack golf clubs. So if you search their name and shipping golf clubs, you will come up with videos on how to do that. I need to watch it.
Yeah, I got a couple.
I just do it.
Yeah, it's not hard. People think it's hard, but it's really just Frankenstein in boxes, or you can buy a box from Amazon and bubble wrapping. I've seen Julian's video how he does it. I do it a little differently, but each way works pretty good.
Teacher's treasure chest. Another question for Margaret. Where is your favorite thrift store in Austin? I'm in Austin too.
My favorite one is the Savers, the Lakeland Mall Savers. That's my favorite. There's usually a ton of stuff. They're constantly putting out new stuff. The prices are a bit high, but that's my favorite.
Renee wants to know, why would I not click immediate payment on my listing? I think some people kind of shy away from that. I don't know why. I feel like they do. And it does not work for combined shipping. So if somebody wants to buy 2 items from you, they would have to pay full price plus shipping for both of those items. Then I would have to issue a refund, where if I don't have immediate, I can say, hey, go buy all the things you want and I'll send you an invoice. You can't do that with immediate payment on. So I just have never, it's not something I have done. I don't know. And I don't get that many. I'm saying it like that because I really don't get that many multi-item orders. But I just like, I'm okay if they want to pay tomorrow. Like if you buy it today, you get paid tomorrow. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with you buy it today and you get paid next week. 48 hours if you need to wait. Like if I send them an offer, and I've had people message me, I send them an offer and they're like, hey, I don't get paid for 2 days. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and accept it, so they don't miss out on the offer I sent them. I'm okay waiting a couple of days for that payment to come through. Loca Family Flippers. Is there any reason to save inventory pictures on your phone or computer after listing?
Man, if I do that, it'll crash my computer and my phone. I have to delete everything. I have so many pictures of stuff. It's crazy. I would say no. I would just delete it all.
Depends. I use List Perfectly, and it's not a commercial, but I when I got COVID and had to shut my shops down, and had it took me 6 months to get where I could get back rolling again. By then, everything I had put, unlisted on eBay was gone. All of those listings went away. So all my pictures, everything was gone. So I was glad. Normally at that time, I would have to relist everything from Etsy, try to grab, but not everything was there. So I was glad that I didn't have them on my phone or my computer, but I was glad I had them somewhere. Yeah. Because you just never know when catastrophe strikes. You could get an external hard drive if your computer's it won't hold that much. Pay $100 for an external hard drive if you're really worried about it.
I delete everything weekly. That is because I film on my phone and I edit on my computer. So I delete everything weekly because if not, it'll jam it up and you won't be able to film in 4K.
Yeah. Video wise.
I delete after every listing. That's how OCD I am.
That's
insane. I take my pictures, I edit them. Well, then I know I've listed it. And after I list it, I delete the originals, I delete the edited one. And I'm a List Perfectly user too, Margaret, so that they've heard.
Okay.
I delete
them off my computer. Once they're there, I'm like, okay, cool, they're there. So.
Yeah, I'm a strict phone lister. Unless I have the few times back when I bought pallets, I had multi-variation and I had to list on the computer. Other than that, I do everything from my phone, and I've been editing from my phone, but I have a laptop coming tomorrow and I might attempt to learn how to edit on a computer. 2 years into YouTube, I might try.
I think you're going to like it. I don't know. But.
I'm going to try. Tiffany says she got a Goebel Fryer cookie jar, noticed a hairline crack on the face. Do you think it's worth listing? I say yes. Just make sure you notate it. You already got it, so you might as well list it and just adjust the price, according to it having damage compared to one that doesn't. Carol, how would you handle an offer of 40% off your price and you look and see the sender of the offer is a reseller selling the same thing for a lot more?
I've had this happen. And I don't know, man. It just depends how long the item's been sitting and what the sold comps are on eBay. I mean, if it's not lining up within a good profit margin, when I got into it, and I'm not going to take it now. I mean, if it's something sat for a while and they want to take the gamble and try it out, I'll let it roll out. 4%.
Yeah.
Have it.
Depends on what it is. If it's a spooky doll, they can have it. We make my money back. They can have it.
Because he's been looking at me for months.
Yeah.
Go.
He's haunted. You actually can have it for 75% off.
I'll tell you what.
Counter on lower, please.
I don't let no spooky dolls come home with me. I saw one at a garage sale this weekend. It was worth $50. It was a 1973 doll that had kind of like your dude that you got.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even put him in my footage. I left him sit right there. I ain't giving.
Are you talking about my Charlie McCarthy that Harry gave me? I should go get Sir Andrew off the shelf.
I thought you sold it. Didn't you sell it?
No, I would never. No. So Sir Andrew, who is on my shelf, Harry Homestone gave him. He was a gift.
Yeah.
I bought another one from an auction in a box. He was Danny O'Day. He was a different dummy than my dummy. And my husband hates him, but he has not turned him around in the shed. When we were in the house and he was sitting on my desk, every time I left and came back, he would turn the dummy towards the wall. He would not let the dummy look out.
Yeah, I can't.
But in the shed, he has not touched my dummy. But he will never be sold. He was a gift from Harry Homestone. So he will live here forever. Much to my husband's dislike.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick story too, man. Like these things we find all the time, like sometimes it's just best to leave alone. But I had some people give away. I'm telling you, man, be little treasure hunters out there, you can find the wrong things. Let me tell you, they gave away a bunch of free stuff in my neighborhood, and I'm all about that free stuff. I went out there and picked one thing up. Man, it's like a lady that passed away or something. I hate to talk about it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Lady had like a jewelry box full of jewelry. I don't know about jewelry. I took it home, and I looked in this thing, and it was like this little cupcake wrapper. And I was like, what is that? I mean, I already saw the jewelry and stuff. I opened this cupcake wrapper, and there's some damn teeth in this thing. No. They were. I kind of. It scared me so bad. I threw them in there, and I was like, "Oh no!" Let me tell you. So my wife was over there, and I told her, I was like, "Bo, there was teeth in there." And then she wanted to get into like these movies that have haunt. I was like, "Oh hell no!" I took that thing and threw it on the curb, and someone picked it up. And I'm gonna lie to you, man. Me and my son ain't sleep that night. I'm telling you, I was scared. And I started thinking about it. It was actually like kid's teeth. I guess she saved it from her kid or something. But I'm gonna tell you right now, some things are best just left. Because then she's talking about the position. Man, I ain't even getting the stories. You just talking about them. I'll stick to golf clubs and baseball bats. I'm just giving you a good story. That really happened.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
Julian, did you answer?
Yeah, I would probably. Yeah, if it's been sitting for a long time, I would definitely do it. Now, I did have a reseller hit me with like some hats, and he was like, "Hey, your shipping's a little high." And I had to say something back because I was like, "I'm shipping 20 hats for you for $8, and I just looked on yours, and you're shipping one hat for $5. So really, if you do the math, I am doing pretty good with my shipping prices." And then he bought them and gave me a good review.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think for me taking into account it's another reseller, I don't care who it is. I'm going to look at that offer like individually from my business point. And I typically 50% I decline. So if they sent me 40%, I would counter them. And if it was brand new, I would probably counter them only a couple dollars under my asking price, and they can either counter or decline. And if they decline, whatever, go away. But I don't care if it's another reseller, because for me, as long as I get the profit that I want on the item, I don't care what they're doing with it. I really don't. So that wouldn't like play a factor in my decision. I've got 3,200 items. I don't have time to I don't even look up the people that are sending me offers. I don't have the time to do it. Mary B, the answer is you cannot sell knockoff bags. That is illegal.
Illegal.
My wife.
Of anything.
My wife's been digging in this. She's been digging in this right here. How you sell knockoff bags, Kate Spade, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, and she's like, you can do it, not on eBay, but you can do it on Facebook. You just gotta work. You can
go down to the flea market.
I don't know. My wife's all into that stuff. Like, she's into buying fake stuff, the real stuff, and she's doing good. And I mean, but to sell that stuff is tough, but you can do it on Facebook. You just gotta work it right. And you just gotta go
telling you all the old tricks.
But check your local laws, because I know people in law enforcement, which I know, because I used to be a cop for a long time. It is illegal. Like, they have prosecuted many humans with large quantities because the company gets involved, and it is actually a state statute. So check your stuff.
Man, I mean, we don't do that a lot.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
But we know what Julian's saying, because it's
a state statute.
we know people who do it. Like they're selling it contraband, illegal, fake crap, you know. And
but that's like all the like burnt like movies and crap. Like, didn't a bunch of people go to prison over like DVDs and VHSs?
Yeah.
Gitchy Corner, and I'm going to assume somebody probably already answered in the chat. Sell similar is just you would end your listing and then there's a sell similar button. That's how I create every listing I do. So you would just sell similar from your own item and then your pictures would transfer and everything, but it just gives it a new item number and it kind of refreshes it on eBay's list. Melanie Sposio. I had a package returned to me by USPS. The buyer has no clue why. The address is correct. Weight and measurements were correct as well. Any clue on what happened? And I did reship.
I'm trying to read the question. I had a package returned to me by the USPS. The buyer has no clue why. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know that we can know why, really.
I see weird ones all the time. There's another one.
Yeah, I don't know that you can know why. It like, who knows? Who knows? I don't know that any of us know. River Acres Resellers, I just did my photo video. It was probably 2 weeks ago. And I show photographing clear glass because I got asked that. So I show specifically that. So if you search how to photograph and my name on YouTube, you'll be able to find my video on how I do clear glass with Bazaar to remove the background. And it's really simple. I do not like to do a lot of clear glass, but with buying lots for other colored glass, I get a lot of clear glass. So I do end up listing a lot of glass. Corey, I'm very glad you got, Corey sold her first golf club. So I met Corey up in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Reseller rally, which it was awesome to meet her. And she was so happy. She messaged me, I sold my first set of golf clubs. And I directed her to Julian's video because she was asking me how to ship. I'm like, yeah, so
that's ridiculous.
Heidi's Hodgepodgery. I like your name. Just started selling 6 months ago. Sales are slow. How long did it take you to get better sales, and how do you promote your stuff?
I would say just keep listing. I mean, and it depends on what you're selling. I mean, I always make sure the sell-through rate off the eBay sold comps lining up pretty good. So that's a good way to get your sales from being slow, to make sure you're selling the right things, and then just keep listing because there's the algorithm in there, and then just make sure you're dialing in on all your listings. Make sure they're looking correct. Like look at other resellers and making sure that your listing looks as good or not, being priced on the pricing it fair on the market too, and like making sure there. I mean, people see it cheaper, they go buy it there, and always put the best offer on too. That way you can do that and send your offers out. And there's all kind of ways to get your sales up from being slow. All kind of strategies, but that's my 2 cents on that.
And do you promote, Casey? Do you promote?
I don't promote, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, I think if you have like if you're a clothing reseller and you're selling clothes and shoes and items that just, I think just crowding the market, I think it's good to promote. But when it comes to golf clubs and one-on-one items like what I sell, there's no use to promote it. It just sell when it sells.
Yeah, you got to put the work in for sure. You got to feed the beast. Especially, I used to do shop reviews and I would get this kind of question and I would go look at their store and there'd be like 12 items in there. I'm like, you got to look like you're an established seller. People are going to have more confidence seeing that you've got, a lot of stuff up there, that you've got a lot of, reviews and stuff. So some of that can take time, but you got to put the work into it. Yeah.
And do you promote, Margaret?
No.
I would say the exact same thing that they both just said. And you just make sure in the beginning that your prices are right. That would be also like sure you're like doing your homework on your prices, make sure they're not too high or way too low, because that's always weird. And I didn't do a video. I said I was going to do a video on like how I've raised sales, forgot. But I do start to promote not so much golf clubs, but some slow moving stuff. But I only do like 3 to 4%. I do not do the recommended quite yet.
and I'm going to be the oddball out of everybody. I would say to get better sales for me, because I have a mix of really fast and really long tail stuff, I didn't see regular sales until I had about 500 items listed. And of course, the more I sell, and I do see another question down there asking how many items I have to get that many sales. I have 3,300 listed currently in my eBay store and about $100,000 in inventory. So that's how much I have. So I feel like I should have that much of a week every week, but because I do such a mix of fast and slower selling, I just don't. That week, it just hit right last week, and it was really nice because I'm going on vacation next week. But I promoted trending plus 3% across the board on all 3,300 items. And I found, especially with jewelry, when I did jewelry, I promoted really high because there would be like thousands and thousands, and there's all these overseas sellers. And I felt like my jewelry moved faster if I had it promoted at like 15%, really high. But I was buying it in Shop Goodwill lots for, $1 a piece. And I was okay. If it cost me 15% extra, but it sold a lot faster, then I was good with that. So I promote across the board, but I top out at 11%. So I won't let anything go over 11%. You can choose to promote at the average plus or minus. I do the average plus 3%, but I cut it off at 11% max is what I do. And there was Lori's question. So yeah, 3,300, and that is about 90% listed by myself. My husband hates listing. He does not help me. My niece I was paying to help list me lasted about a month. And my mom lasted about the same. So I would say probably over 3,000 of those listings I did all by myself. And most of them while I was working full-time as a nurse. I have, I'm working part-time as a nurse now, only 2 days a week. But most of that was done while working full-time. You just have to be really, I'm driven. I knew I wanted to go part-time. And I wanted to be home with my son more. So I hit it. You have to be self-motivated or you're not going to get very far in reselling. This question is from Annie for myself and Julian. Do you only bid on auctions that are close to you or do you pay shipping?
I guess me and Kat are going to have completely different answers here. I bid on stuff that literally I don't want to drive. If I'm driving more than 45 minutes, I bought your entire house. That's the only way I'm going. You know what I'm saying? But I only stay in I would say my immediate area, and I don't do any type of shipping. So, yeah. So I don't drive more than 30 minutes. And I
live in the middle of the boonies, okay? I live in the middle of the country, and there is country in Florida. I'm in the middle of the country, and every major city is 2 hours from me. So I typically drive 2 to 3 hours each way for the auctions to pick them up. But I fill my car. We're talking like $2,000 to $5,000 worth of inventory for that trip, if not more. And I do get stuff shipped. So like my Kachina collection, because I wanted Kachinas, I searched high bid across the country. Now I paid $120 to get those bad boys shipped here. So if I'm on a hunt for like something in particular, I will search high bid nationwide, and not all high bid auctions ship. So you have to make sure they ship. And then you have to watch because some of them, the paperweight I just sold, those suckers charged me $40 to ship me 2 paperweights. The auction did. Now I still made a profit because it was a $130 paperweight, but you have to be very careful because some of them will charge you like $10 per lot. So if you buy 5 lots, you're in $50 plus you're going to pay postage. Plus, you're going to pay their handling fees. So you have to be really, really careful with high bid shipping and read their shipping terms. Otherwise, you could basically get rid of your profits, by the shipping. I see Joe, my good friend Philly Flipper, and Steve Pick and Roll. Hello, gentlemen. Melissa wants to know, Cayce, what area are you in?
I am pretty much in Charleston, South Carolina. You only get to really down to I'm in Somerville, South Carolina, which is a town probably about 30 miles outside of Charleston. So it's still a popular town though.
Hello, Kelly. Listen, she's saying hello to me and Margaret. Miss Kelly, I went in I've known Miss Kelly for a very long time. And I went in her live. She does live auctions for jewelry. And I went in and she had like this amazing necklace. And I'm not a jewelry wearer. I wear my wedding ring. I will occasionally wear a necklace, and mine, Dalton broke it. It's 14 karat gold, and he playing just snapped it. So I went on Miss Kelly's just to say hi and support her, and ended up spending like $80 on this really awesome slide necklace that hopefully will be here soon. So hi, Miss Kelly. And I hope my necklace comes before I leave for vacation. Blue Skies, is there a pickers convention? So there are different get-togethers depending on which YouTube channels you're watching. Like I went to Cincinnati in June. That was put on by Cincinnati Picker, Craigslist Hunter, Shed Flips, and Ronnie Hart. And that was 200 people gathered in Cincinnati on a riverboat. And then I know there's one coming up, I think in Las Vegas or something, put on by Rockstar Flipper and like Flippin' It Bows and those. I'm not going to that one. Julian and I have discussed, we probably should discuss it further. We think it would be cool to do like a fishing in the Florida Keys, like resellers, like get a boat and go like charter fishing for a get together.
Bring your Dramamine if you get seasick.
Yes, please, dear. But if you listen, this is disgusting, and I'm sorry. Right, close your ears if you don't want to hear this. So I do not get seasick, and we went deep sea fishing when I was pregnant with Dalton, actually down in the Keys for mahi, and I was like 7 months pregnant. And it's crazy. You think, right? The pregnant lady on the boat is who's going to get sick. Well, we went with these two guys. We split the charter. Both of them were puking over the side like the whole time. And I'm here pregnant, like, come on, like, come on. But the fish like it. That's the disgusting part. The fish like it. That's the disgusting part.
Oh, God.
The fish will come.
There's a meetup here in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah, Dante did one too, right? In South Carolina?
Yeah. This is coming up in October. I don't know if I'm going because I have schooling issues with the kids, and then I think I'm going on vacation that weekend. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, he's got one up in Greenville. I don't know if you're like Julian was going or anybody, but they look pretty cool. I mean, I know Harry Tornado, I heard, was going up there, and I think Evan's going to be up there, and Baldy Powell, he's going to be there. You know, a lot of people around the Georgia, Carolina.
It depends on who you're watching, but people do little get-togethers.
Yeah.
Sending an invoice, you just go to your orders and you can click. So if they have multiple items, you can like choose all of them and you just click send invoice on your eBay Seller Hub. Krause House Sift and Thrift wants to know, do you promote your YouTube videos or let people find your videos naturally?
I mean, that I used to promote it pretty heavily, like on Instagram, and then I used to in the back in the day, I'd put on my Facebook, on my personal, just trying to get it building the audience. I think once you like as a content creator, I mean, I think like the more you put out videos and the better they get. I think YouTube pushes it, and you don't really have to really promote it too hard. I mean, I still promote a little bit on Instagram though, and that's probably about the only social media outlet I do. It's nice for people to find it though, and then people that want to subscribe, actually, you'll get the views from it. I'm not like a big YouTuber, but that's just what I've learned from watching my little small channel going to a bigger small channel. So that makes any sense.
Yeah, same. If I remember to, then I'll post it, share it on I have a Facebook page and a Instagram. So if I remember to do it, sometimes I'll pin it to Pinterest, but I don't always remember to do it. Yeah.
I tactically put ones that I want on Instagram. I've never shared it on my actual personal Facebook because I know that like my family would just go subscribe and never watch any. I mean, like my uncles and stuff, they would just not watch it. Now I do have an aunt that watches and she does that, but and comments. But the rest of them they would just go and then click it and it would just not, it would just be a subscriber that never watched my videos. So I never shared it to like my personal stuff. But yeah, I'm usually on the ball pretty good, and I need to learn better how to use your community feed, Kat?
On Facebook?
On YouTube. Yeah, I don't.
But that's not like your videos are getting pushed out anyways. Right. That's more for like this. So you could share like this live to your community feed where people would come here and I'm on Yvonne's channel tomorrow, Thrifty Rich, doing my live sale. So like I share that out to my community page. the My People See Her video. So that's not really more self-promotion. I have a system. I always share it to my Instagram, and then I share it to 3 different Facebook groups that are specifically for like YouTube content creators. I've been doing it since I had like 500 subscribers, and I've just kept doing it. It's my habit. Like, I put out a video, I share it to my Nurse Flipper Facebook feed, and then I share it to these 3 groups, and then I share it to Instagram, and then I go in my premiere. I premiere every day I have for over a year, or whenever I do a video. But I'm wondering if you mean paid to promote. And in that case, no, I have never paid to promote my YouTube channel. And you get all of these, I get them still. Like when you advertise your YouTube on Instagram, you get all these promoters wanting to offer you subscribers, and you have to pay and views, and I automatically block them. And I could see where it would be tempting if you were new. And the funny thing is, one of them like last week they must have like a standard message they copy and paste if they see a hashtag for YouTube. And they're like, I'll help you grow to 1,000 subscribers. I screenshot my channel, sent it back, and said, really? Do you think I need that? You know, because like I have 1,000 subscribers, you know, and they're like, I'll help you get your watch hours. I'm like, no, I have my, so they're just spamming you. If you guys are new YouTubers, don't fall into that, because you don't want, like Julian was saying with family, you don't want people to subscribe to you that aren't going to watch and aren't a good fit for your channel. You know, you want people that are going to watch, they're going to be engaged, they're going to interact with your community. And if you're buying them, it doesn't matter how many, when you get monetized, it does not matter how many subscribers you have, matters how many views you have and how much people are watching. Like it doesn't matter.
YouTube does sweeps from time to time as well on accounts that they think are fake accounts. And so you'll go in one day and it's like, whoa, I got like 50 less subscribers than yesterday.
That happened to me and Julian last week on the same day.
Yeah. I lost 70. I was like, I actually thought I was wrong. I was like,
I lost 50.
I was like, what happened?
I ain't never seen that before. I ain't seen the loss of subscribers. I've lost like buttons. I was getting ticked off about it. I was like, man, like 50 people liked my video. The next thing you know, it was 20.
They hated it so bad, they all left in 1 minute.
I was like, whatever, man.
I thought I said something. I was like, oh my goodness, 70 people.
Yeah, and I had it happen too. So me and Julian knew, like, we're both like, oh yeah, like something's going on.
The only reason I noticed is because I just tipped over the, you like to the next big number, and I went back to look later that day.
And then it took away.
That can be so discouraging too. So I remember I was like, I don't know, not even going to the 1,000. I was like between 500, 600, and 700 subscribers. Check my phone after a video. Every time you plop a video down, you lose 2 subscribers. I looked one time and I lost like 5. I'm like, I hate YouTube, man. I'd be wanting to quit. I'm about to quit. Like,
you get a thicker skin though.
You do. Yeah. You gotta really just. You gotta. What they say. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And that is true.
It is.
It took me. And don't quit. It took me, I think, 18 months to get monetized on YouTube, but I didn't quit. So,
if you like it, keep doing it. I would say you really need to like it to do it, because you're not going to get paid for a long time. So you're going to be doing all these hours and hours of work for absolutely nothing but your fans' appreciation. That's it. Lucky Treasures Gems, and I will tell you guys this before it's my turn to answer last. This is a soapbox answer for myself. Seems like reselling is harder without a YouTube channel.
I know what Kat's gonna say.
I just made a thing about this last night because I got irritated. Somebody said something to me about that. Well, probably your viewers buying all your stuff.
I don't think so. I think you got way more time to list. I mean, YouTube, and you're saying it seems like reselling is harder. No, man, I think it's easier. Like, man, if I didn't do a YouTube channel, I could do way more lists. I mean, YouTube videos on average for me take 2 to 4 hours to edit, not let alone go out and make them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the whole, like, if you get local people and making competition out there, when, like, for me, and then it takes a lot of time. You know, I'd say it's the opposite. I would say it's easier, but I mean, I can see what people are saying. It could be harder. But I don't know. Like, I don't really get viewer sales or anything, so I'll let y'all.
Yesterday, I'll get on my soapbox. Ready?
She's gonna be soapbox answer too.
Here we go. point number one. I sold for years before I started the YouTube channel. Two, my thing is, if you're going to throw shade at somebody for making sales maybe to subscribers, my thought is then go do it yourself. Like if you really think that that's going to help your sales, then go do it. And like I said, I made a little Instagram thing last night and I was like, I'm nothing special. I'm just a lady that sells stuff from thrift stores and I make videos. You can do it too. I mean, if you really, really, really think it's what's going to make or break your reselling, go do it. Don't complain or like hate on somebody else that you think is making good sales because of that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the whole like again. I got 2 viewer sales this month, and I appreciate it like so much because I think that's awesome. But that's all I got, and I did a video about like the truth about how all this is set up. When I said I spend 20 to 30 hours a week on YouTube, that's not exaggerating. Like I spend a ton on eBay, and then after that I do YouTube stuff. I mean, it takes a lot of time. So I mean, when you get like way up there and you get a lot of viewer sales, sure, but you've kind of like earned that. You put in tons of hours, and countless hours that people don't see up until 2, 3, 4 in the morning trying to drop a video because you need one the next day. That's your cycle. I do one every other day, so I gotta have one out tomorrow. If I don't have one planned, I better get one planned because I'm not missing my day on YouTube. So if I gotta stay up until 5 in the morning, that's why sometimes I don't talk quite as fast. Because it's midnight. When I'm talking slow, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm shooting that what's sold video. So it's very time consuming. It's a lot of fun though. But I would say that no, I'd get a lot more reselling done.
I only see how you do all those videos, man. You were doing one time like 1 video a day. I was like,
I'm doing daily.
I used to do daily.
I didn't see how Cat could get. I don't see how do it. I don't see how Cat could do it. I don't know like
I used to.
Except Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I don't know how your situation is. I just met you, but I know like Kat. You said you're part time now. You got kids, reselling. I mean, I saw your sales metrics.
I'm not a heavy editor though.
I'm like,
so I don't edit much out of my thrift store videos. I often use it as teaching. I don't only show the times when I find stuff. I show times when I'm not finding stuff. So the hardest part with editing those is voiceover. So I don't edit heavy, and same with my what sold. So I might spend like an hour to an hour and a half editing, not 2 to 4 hours.
That's pretty good. I spend 2.
Yeah. I think I might be faster with the laptop. We'll see. So my answer to this is like Margaret said, I was reselling for years before I started YouTube. And I made like a lot of people, and I don't feel like Lucky Treasures, Jim. First of all, let me say I don't feel like you're throwing shade at us and saying I didn't mean it.
No.
I just want to.
Sorry.
No, yeah, but that is what a lot of people know. That we get that a lot. Oh, you're just making these sales because you have a YouTube. No, I'm not. I cleared $100,000 in sales when I have 100 subscribers. I shipped out $3,000 on yesterday, and I had 1 viewer sale, and that was RV Butterfly. She is in the chat, and I couldn't find it and had to cancel it. So I had $0 from viewers out of 3,000. So I say reselling would be easier without a YouTube channel because we wouldn't be putting all these hours a day into YouTube, and we could focus on reselling. So it's like a delicate balance, especially if you're not getting paid. So I was doing daily in the beginning when I was not, I wasn't monetized. I wasn't making money, and my eBay sales dropped so bad. And I had to say, I can't do daily. It's hurting my reselling business. I've kind of found a balance now, and with working a little bit less, I am good with like my reselling versus YouTube. But I think reselling would be easier without a YouTube. Because you could concentrate just on the one thing. You're not trying to multitask. Vicky, if you're having a hard time getting good pictures using Bizarre, it's probably your phone that you're using and you might need to upgrade. Or lighting. I would say it's either phone or lighting if that's the case. Well, hopefully I will learn. I see Krause House, Sift, and Thrift. Corey, list perfectly. I'm going to steal this from Margaret since it's my show. I have, if you go to listperfectly.com, I have a video on List Perfectly if you want. And I have a code, the Nurse Flipper, you get 30% off your first month. And it cross posts from like eBay. If eBay's your main one, it'll take it and put it on. Like I do Facebook, Poshmark, Mercari, but it also does Etsy and Kitizen and like all, it does a bunch. And it like with just a couple of clicks of buttons. So that's actually, I use that for my mom who is 72 now. She cross posts for me so I can pay her because she needs extra income. And she sits and clicks. So it's very, very simple to do. And you get your items out onto other platforms. So it pays for itself. Basically, for me, it's almost a wash between the cost of List Perfectly and how much I pay my mom. But I'm glad I can pay my mom and help her. You know, like she basically makes me those extra sales by cross posting, and I pay her. I'm going to assume this is for Margaret. I haven't done jewelry in over a year. If you could pick one for a jewelry lot, which would you pick? Goodwill, Blue Box, Shop Goodwill, or ThredUp Repurpose? Look, she's like, ooh.
If ThredUp, if you can get them, because they are so random and they don't, you know, you never know when they're going to come out. But there's a thread. Somebody asked about my jewelry group. I have a group called Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers, and we have a thread there that as soon as people see that they're up, they go to the thread and say, hey, jewelry's up, or hey, you know, Coach purses are up, because they sell out like that. So ThredUp would be number one, which I haven't gotten one in a million years. And then Goodwill, Blue Box, and then Shop Goodwill. Goodwill Blue Box also sells out really, really fast, but they come out 5 o'clock Central on Fridays. Yeah.
Okay. Dythene, I do not exclude any countries with shipping. I have not had any issues. I ship to wherever like global or standard international ships. I have not blocked any countries. I know I've heard quite a few people that have, but I do not block any countries personally. I'm going to let Margaret answer this because she was saying some of her stuff was gone. I've never encountered this. So how long does eBay keep the pictures and listings, and are we able to recover them?
This was when I had COVID, I put all of my stuff, I unlisted everything. So when it's listed, I don't think you have a problem. But when you end your listings or deactivate them, after that 90 days, I went back in and they were gone. It had been like 4 or 5 months when I went to just go check on stuff. And I was like, oh, oops. You know, it was gone. Yeah. All
right. Let's see. Hello, the family flips. I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. Thank you for coming in. Hello. We appreciate it. I'm looking. I have to like scroll. I see Dave saying I some of this chat's making me laugh, and I'll tell you guys I'm about 20 minutes behind in the chat. So the guests normally get to read it a lot sooner than I do because I'm watching for questions. That was the question I just did. I see a super chat, so let me grab the super chat really quick, and then we will go back to questions. I have to scroll 5 million years. Holly Long, let me give you your dolphin, and then we will answer your questions. Super chat. Holly says, hi, Julian and guests. Love Tuesday night lives. 2 questions. What is your sell-through rate, and what is the single highest dollar sale you have had?
The sell-through rate, I don't know, like going back. You don't hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, the sell-through rate, like, I don't know, like, what do you mean by that?
So that, and I do it on my store reviews. You take like how many you have sold and divide it by how many you have listed to see like what percent. Yeah. So like if you have the same or more, you're over 100%.
I got you. So I'm like 50%. Like I usually have like within like a 90-day, I think. Like there's usually about 400 sold, and then I have about there's like 400 or 500 sold with about 600 listed. So that's usually where I'm at.
So you're probably about 75%. That's pretty high.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly just golf clubs and hard good stuff. And then the single highest dollar sale I've ever had is probably a golf club set that I found in Florida on vacation, and it sold for like $600, and I paid 30. I mean, that's not too crazy expensive, but for me, it was pretty expensive, and that's probably the highest one I've had so far for one single item.
Yeah. I don't really pay attention to sell through rate. I just keep going. I just keep listing my stuff, and I don't know. I never really paid attention to it. Highest dollar item was a set of cufflinks. Actually, I've sold 2 sets of cufflinks for the same price, which was $400. One set was a gold and jade cufflink set, sold at Etsy for $400, and then another was I paid for $4 at a garage sale, and then the other cufflinks I got at a thrift store for $1, and I ended up selling them to my gold man because I was like a bird in the hand. And he gave me $400. So they were so nice. I know he wasn't going to scrap them but I was like, man, I could use that $400 right now. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I just did mine. I'm about a 40% sell through rate, and the highest one I've ever done. I just did a video on $700 for a golf club set, and I only have about $20 into that one. So
nice.
Which one was that?
Shipping. That was those brand new Clevelands that I picked up a while back. I picked up that one and another set of Clevelands at a yard sale for $100, but I sold that one the first set used for $280, so I was already in the good for a long time. And
what's the new one? What was the name of them? I'm curious.
These were, I can tell you. Hold on.
I'm sorry to back that up.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Set of Cleveland's brand new for $700. That's pretty good.
I didn't tell anybody where they went because they're not there yet. Usually I don't put big stuff out until it gets to the person. But these went international. These went to Australia. They're not there yet. So
I don't worry about these international sales, man. When it's out my house, I'm like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing.
Okay, I'm going to answer while Julian's looking. My sell-through rate is low. It's 22%, and I know because I do mine when I do my member reviews just to show them, because I do a lot of long tail, like one-off collectible items, and I list a lot, so I'm okay with that. I would love it to be higher, but mine's 22%, and the single highest dollar sale I've had, I believe, was my Ethan Allen like armoire that I paid $150 for, and it sold for $1,200, and it sold in like 2 months, and then the buyer paid freight on U-ship. My Ethan Allen pieces are probably my highest profit items, and then like yesterday I shipped out a $600 Yadro as well. As far as recently, I haven't sold any Ethan Allen furniture pieces recently, but I sold a Yadro for $600. Julian is showing you. Can you see? I'll make him big.
Was those the high bowlers? H3
yeah,
high
they
bowlers?
were. Yeah, HB3. They were actually older clubs. Like, they were from, I looked them up, like 2010 or 11, because I had the paperwork where the guy bought them, and he just, they've just been sitting for that long.
I remember when you bought those. I think I saw your video, but yeah, that's a very popular hiring set. Even used, the things sell for like $300-400. For you to find them new in that shape, and like the newer ones.
And I had the head covers. Like I had the whole. He never really opened the box. Like he cut the box open, looked at him, closed it, wrapped it back up, and put him in his garage forever. Then I came along.
And there's a lot of money in golf clubs. I shipped out a $200 set of golf clubs yesterday myself that I paid like $10 for. So
what were those?
Those were McGregor's. It was only 3 clubs, a 1, a 4, and a 5 woods. They sold for $200 internationally.
Man, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Lori, thank you. I'm glad the video helped. This is an interesting question, and I'm interested to see if anybody else. Harley said if she ships a magazine in a flat poly mailer, her post office makes her put crumbled paper in it, or they won't give her tracking. Does anybody else have to do this?
I don't go to the post office.
Yeah. At my old post office, there was one lady there that was like, you can't ship it that flat. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, lady. But no. And,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't ship it that flat. That don't make no sense.
I
know.
Wasn't the letter flat?
Yeah, she was like, you're trying to get the tracking from the flat rate. You need to be putting it. And I was like, I don't even. And so I left, and I just came back and took it to my normal. This is before I used to do pickups. I did not even, but I've had something similar. And
yeah, I've never heard of that ever.
Yeah, no.
Lynn, so I don't put in my listings where it is. There's a custom SKU on eBay. She's asking where you put to find your item. If you're listing on the computer, it's actually right under the title. It says custom label, and your customer doesn't see that, and you put the location. And then on your phone, it's under your specifics. You hit see more, and it's at the very, very bottom. Laura wants to know, what size boxes does she need for the large golf club heads?
You can use the USPS priority shipping boxes. I mean, I've shipped the biggest head driver I could ever find in those boxes, but there's a way you do it. I have a video on it, but you can go on Amazon and buy the 48, 4x4 boxes, and there's a way that it just makes it easier to ship a golf club with the big heads on it. But it's not that bad. Really not. Just gotta finesse it in there.
Yeah, I just packed up a Nike head, that big one, that big square one. And all I did
listen, I put a like
cover?
6x6 box onto the triangle and taped it.
That's what I did. The opposite. I put in the rectangle. I mean the triangle box, and all I did was fold it over and just wrap it with a whole bunch of tape.
I put another box on top because I just sold this like the big Nike.
That thing's a monster.
Was it the Sasquatch?
Yeah.
SQ, Sumo, whatever.
Yeah, we both just sold. I actually just got positive and got my funds released on Mercari. Mine was on Mercari that mine sold.
Oh, I think I saw his on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw his too. I was like, I just sold the same thing. Yep.
I was mad that you sold yours before mine.
I did on Mercari though. I beat you. Stephanie says, when you ship internationally, do you use global shipping or eBay International Standard Delivery?
Oh, I just clicked that box. I just started doing international shipping, and I just clicked that box. I guess it goes to Kentucky, and they do it all from there because I don't want any no headaches. And as soon as I get a headache from it, I'm gonna quit doing it. So far, so good. I just whatever that box means. It goes to Kentucky. I hate to sound such a beginner at this, but I am when it comes to international shipping.
Yeah, I used to. I don't anymore use the international standard. They don't, because like on the other platforms they don't have it, so I just ship it normal.
Do you ship internationally though, or just to the U.S.?
No, I do internationally. Yeah.
But you ship it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I used to do the global shipping after I had one bad experience, and so it spooked me, and so I started doing global shipping, and then I just decided to fly alone, fly free.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What? Can you explain the bad experience? I just never had one, so I was like, I don't know what can happen.
Julian's like,
wait a second. There's bad experience.
It was like it was my old iPhone, and I was shipping internationally to. There were so many red flags, but I was such a new seller. It was shipping to, a country that was in turmoil, we'll say. And then the tracking never picked up once it hit that country. And they were like, oh, it never got here. And so I had to refund their money. And
sorry if it lost. I don't know.
Yeah. So at that point, I was like, oh, man, lost the phone, lost the money. And it sucked. So. But it was early.
I've had that happen. That happen right here in America. Lose my golf club and I lose the money and get negative feedback. Yes.
Yeah. No
happens.
I used the global shipping program, but I had not anything like that. But I did have something denied, and they wrote me back and said, you cannot send this overseas. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I did not know that. I apologize. And they didn't send it back. I was like, just send it back and we'll be cool. And they were like,
no, what was you trying to send?
I mean, I should have known. It was a piece. it was a piece of a magazine, like a gun magazine. It was a piece of a gun magazine. So it wasn't the whole magazine. It was just a piece of one. And it's from an older rifle. And I mean, I'm surprised they knew what that thing was, because if you don't know what it is, you'll never guess it. And it like arrived. And immediately they were like, you can't send this. And I was like, who knows what that is? Like that's
They did.
Yeah, they did right away. They said you cannot send it, please.
So Stephanie, I use both. And I want to say too, Margaret, and just so everybody hears. So with global shipping program, how it goes, if they don't get it, eBay's first defense is to get you to refund. But if you hold strong and do not for 3 days, eBay will then pay for it and you will not be out the money. Global shipping provides you that protection, but they always try to be sneaky and make you refund first, but you just basically hold out, you don't refund. 3 days later, eBay pays it. So just so everybody knows, because they always try to get you to pay first, but if you don't, they will cover it. And so for that reason, I use global shipping for my higher dollar, $100 plus items. And I use eBay Standard International for stuff that I stand to lose less than like $50. They do have protection on eBay Standard International. It's actually a party, like a third company that eBay hired to do it cheaper than they do. But that third party has a bunch of paperwork. It's not like eBay where they automatically pay it. You have to file out like this page-long report and provide messages between you and the buyer and provide photo. The one that I had, I ended up saying, forget it. I'm not even dealing with this claim and just took the hit. But so I use Standard International for cheaper stuff and global shipping if it's really expensive, because eBay will cover it, but they're going to try and make you pay it first. And they're sneaky like that. And that's the difference. Somebody else asked the difference. So global shipping, the customer is going to pay a lot more. They're paying eBay for like the services and all kinds of stuff. So it might cost $50 where eBay Standard International only costs them $13. But as a seller, you have more protection using global shipping versus using Standard International. Margaret, what, just out of curiosity, since you're doing it yourself, like what, do you get like a priority type insurance or do you not have insurance? Like how does your international coverage work doing it yourself?
Yeah, I either just use the priority, what is it called? First class, because most of my stuff can go first class international because it's up to £5. So that's usually what ends up happening. I just go first class international.
And does first class though have insurance? Like, have you ever needed to use it or no? I wonder if it's like ours.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a good question because I never really paid attention to that. I mean, because there's a priority international for things that are over, I think it's £5.
Right.
I've been gambling and I didn't even know it. Maybe.
I'm just wonder if, if it does, or like if you're doing it like Pirate Ship Standard International, like if they provide an insurance.
No, I don't use Pirate Ship.
I don't know. A vintage mentality. When processing a return, do you refund just the purchase price or do you refund shipping?
I don't know. Lately, I don't know. I did a return the other day and the buyer sent back as it was defective in the return, so I had to pay the shipping, which is kind of messed up. I don't know if that was something that's been changed or what, but I don't know. If it's not my fault, I know I don't want to pay shipping on it. I don't know what's going on. So I was like, if that happens one more time, I'm calling eBay. I don't know if y'all will have something to tell me about that because I was kind of aggravated.
Usually I just refund the whole thing. Especially if I'm worried it's going to be an issue, I just refund it all.
Yeah, I usually refund the whole thing. But Kat's going to tell you something a little bit different.
That's why me and Julian are co-hosts. We are very similar. Our numbers are the same. Like, listen, our 90-day totals are within hundreds of dollars of each other. We are
at one
very
point they were
close.
$20 because we kept going back and forth.
We were sending them back and forth. Like, here's mine, here's mine. We were like within hundreds of dollars on 90-day totals. But we both use very, very different business practices. So I never refund the shipping unless it is my fault. Like if I totally screwed up, I will refund it. If I didn't, I won't. Like if they just didn't like it, I'm not returning the shipping. But as an eBay power seller, one of the benefits I get, if I don't refund the shipping and they file a claim, eBay will refund them not out of my pocket. eBay refunds them out of their pocket. So I know even if I don't return the shipping, if they complain, eBay will give them that money back. And that's one of the, you know, benefits of being a power seller and offering free 30-day returns.
Yeah, I should probably stop.
They're going to pay it anyways, Julian.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of returns. Actually, knock on wood, not a lot of returns.
Just from a business sense.
Yeah, that's true.
We could get together before we get on the boat, and you don't have to board the boat. We could like hang out on the beach, or we need to figure something out. Figure something out.
I have a question. Hey, what do y'all think with Facebook Marketplace versus eBay?
As far as what?
Just selling, just selling as it is on a platform. Like when I list stuff on there, I noticed that like it gets. I mean, certain things they get a lot of attention, and normally the sell-through rate's pretty good versus eBay, where it sits for a little bit. I mean, eBay's its own thing, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like, what would you prefer, eBay or Facebook Marketplace, is if you were going to, if you decide to jump ship? I mean, you think it's a good platform to sell on? Because I've been selling a lot on there and doing pretty good, and I'm just like, why? I mean, it only take 5%. The sell-through rate's great. I haven't had any issues, but I just feel like it's not eBay. eBay is a platform. Selling on Facebook's just like people are buying off impulse and they're looking at their phones all day. I'm trying to make this into a good question, but I need y'all's opinion on, is it good or
no.
bad?
I think I get the gist. Margaret, what do you do? Facebook Marketplace too?
I do. I actually get more sales on Facebook Marketplace than Poshmark, so I don't get very many over there. But I mean, definitely, if I had to pick one, I would pick eBay. But if I have to, well, I do both. So yeah, I put everything everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I only do eBay and I only do Facebook Marketplace for local sales. But if I start seeing Facebook start like overtaking eBay, I'm going to go where the buyers are. So
right,
if they start to like, if it's like, wow, eBay, Facebook is really outperforming eBay in every category, then you're going to see me go right over there. If eBay keeps doing the same thing for me, I'm going to stay where I'm at. What? Yeah. And when I cross post, I don't think I even cross posted to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. So I have all 3,300 listings on all of 4 of the platforms I do. And I will tell you, Facebook and Mercari are probably close. Facebook's nice because it's only 5% fees. So it's less fees. But what I have noticed with my stuff with Facebook is it either sells like right away, and I mean within hours, or it doesn't sell at all. And I've even had mom going through and renewing the listings, and I didn't notice. I was hoping I would notice a change by like hitting that renew listing, because once she cross posted everything, I like needed something else for her to do. And that renew listing didn't. And it's crazy because there's stuff I know is popular and it has 0 views. And I think Facebook wants us to pay to boost these listings. And I am not going to do a boost listing. And I also, eBay is coming out with pay per click. I am not going to pay either one of those. Like, I'm okay paying a promotion fee when my item sells, but I'm not going to pay you to boost a listing that might not sell and I'm out that money. Same thing with eBay pay per click. Like, I would never do that because I get like 1 million views a month on my eBay items. Like a penny for 1 million views. No. Like, so Facebook, the volume isn't there, and I think they're wanting people to pay. And the thing with Facebook is they're brand new. This is a brand new selling platform for them as far as shipping. So there are glitches, and like people can't easily like see your store. I have 3,300 items. So there's like no way for somebody to search and see like what else I have, because people have been like, oh, do you have more of this? And I'm like, yeah, it's in there, and they can't find it. So I have to go search and find it. So I almost feel like the platform of Facebook Marketplace needs to be made into more of a marketplace for it to work more efficiently for sellers for shipping. And I get decent sales on there. It's probably my second. Like I said, it and Mercari are close. Facebook probably beats it most, and I like the 5%. But it seems like I said, it either sells that day or it just, and it popular stuff with 0 views makes no sense. I don't know how they're figuring out like what people are seeing.
I don't either. So I asked, see what y'all. I mean, I could throw a set of crap golf clubs on there and sell it in hours, and I can put a ping driver on there and get 0 views. I'm like, but the sell-through rate on most items are pretty good if it's a popular item. Let's see.
Yeah, and I think it's like they have to see it like right then. And like I said, so that's why I think it's selling fast. But like with my stuff, and it's weird, like I had Hummel figurines that had been on eBay for a week. Mom cross-posts 3 of them to Facebook, and they all 3 sell to different buyers within like 2 hours. They're gone.
Oh, wow.
And they've been on eBay a week, so at the same price. So yeah, so I think it's good, but I think they probably have a lot of work to do to like iron out to make it better if they want to compete with these bigger platforms anyways. Does a full refund include initial shipping, returning shipping, both or neither? So you choose that, because you choose if you pay return or they pay return, and when you get it back, you choose whether you give them the full price plus the shipping. So worst case, it's the cost of the item, the shipping to them, and the shipping back. So you're actually negative that shipping amount twice. So that's why with a lot of lower price items, I do, and I know a lot of other sellers choose to just refund it, because by the time you pay that shipping back to you, you know, there's no point. You're losing money. Tommy Ace, keywords in your title matter to be found quicker, right? Yes, 100%. That's people are searching. So if you can put more words that they might search, people are going to find your listings faster and your items will sell faster. So keywords are extremely important. Melissa wants to know, has anyone ever used a listing assistant like Hound? She learned about them from Raleigh Roots this week.
I haven't.
Nope.
I have not, and I know like Clay's Corner is a good friend of mine. He uses Hound a lot, and I think I know a couple other people that use them. But for me, the hardest part of listing is the taking the photos. So if I have to take the photos to send them to this listing app, I might as well just list the friggin' item. Mm-hmm. You know, that the longest part is the photos to me. That's not the shortest part. So if they were coming to my house and photographing, or I could like, I know there are some like you can ship them a box. That's something that might be kind of interesting to me. You know, if I had like small things and I could like ship them this box, like an FBA for eBay, you know, you send them it and they put it out there and they ship it. Something like that would be of interest to me, but not if I have to take the pictures, I'm going to list it. I'm not going to pay somebody else.
True.
Here's a fun question. What hurts more, losing subs or having an eBay return opened?
eBay return.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I cried a little bit when them 70s lost. I was like, how long it took me to get them 70s subs? I was like, man. But yeah, eBay returns always it's always sad. I cried during a lot. I cry a lot of things. Just sit there and just weep.
Yeah, probably eBay return. Like YouTube subs go up, down, up, down, up, down. Like it's a roller coaster, just like eBay, just like the returns. It is. Rebecca, I don't know if anybody, she wants to know how do you check eBay to find out how many followers you have. So like on my store page, it says, so I don't know if people can follow you if you don't have a store. Does anybody know? Can you have followers without a store?
I don't know.
I don't know.
My wife has one of those non-store accounts, but
can people follow her?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think you can. But I don't know. I have to check that. It's a good question.
I see a super chat from Mark OG&Z. I'm going to give him a dolphin. He was at the Goodwill earlier and on his phone. I don't know if he still is at the Goodwill, but let me give you your dolphin. Super chat. Look, and he says, I promise they're coming, Kat. He means his videos. He keeps saying he's starting his YouTube channel. And there are no, he has a really cool new logo there, if you guys see, though. Yeah, so he's cool. Like, he's taking steps in his YouTube, but he doesn't have videos yet. So hopefully soon. Yes, I'm going to highlight this from Miss Kelly. And this is a very good point. you should not be doing YouTube unless you love it. Unless you have tens of thousands of subs, you're not going to make much money from it. And it takes a very long time. And I think people know if you're not genuine. Like, I love helping people. I really do. I love teaching. And I think people realize and kind of see that. And like, if you're in it for the wrong reasons, I also don't think you'll do as well. I think if you're in it for the right reasons, then you'll flourish and do a lot better than if you're in it just trying to make money. You know, it took me months to get 4,000 watch hours. It was like it was grueling. And now I get that in a couple of days, you know, and I mean, but it's hard. It's hard.
It's humbling. If you go try now to go start a new YouTube channel, because I created one for our homeschool stuff and I created another one for whatever, and it is humbling to get to that point where you're like trying to climb that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hour time again. Like, wow, you know, because that wasn't hard when I started.
Yeah. I'll put doing a YouTube channel thing. I mean, unless you're very talented, I don't feel like I was very talented, but I feel like the level of hardness for that is like completing a whole year, 2 semesters or more in college. Literally, like that's how much you'll put into it. Like you were trying to,
and like you're constantly learning too, and like you know, it's just like evolving, just like eBay. Pame wants to know. And I don't know if she meant this towards me or everybody. I think I'll let everybody answer. How do you have time for YouTube and eBay with everything else that life throws at you?
Yeah, I know every one of us is going different with different situations. But like me, I have 2 kids, a wife, and I'm a full-time reseller. I do balance it. I only do 2 videos a week, and I learned, like, for my style of YouTube channels, most of you see it's going to be mostly haul videos. So I just go to Google Thrifts, and I do garage sale because it's productive for me to take the GoPro when I'm actually out sourcing, and I can talk about the stuff, which I don't have time to sit at home and do like Julian or y'all do a lot of what sold. I'm not good with it and I don't have time to do it. So
yeah,
that just stay productive in that kind of way, which works best for you. And because you can spend hours and hours trying to figure out how to do a video that you really ain't good at. And I've done it. And then it's definitely a balance there, especially I got 2 kids, and I take one to school, one to daycare. They drive me crazy when I get home. So trying to get all this stuff done is tough. So y'all know if y'all have kids.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Mary in the chat. Hey, Mary. She just said Margaret never sleeps. I'm sure of it. I was about to say my answer is I had to force myself to find a hobby because I homeschool my kids. I'm a single mom. I do YouTube, I do reselling, you know, like I do all like print on demand, I do all these things because you do what you got to do to make everything work, right? Yeah. And so like I had to force myself to get a hobby outside the house just so I'm not just this machine. I sort of feel, you know.
My story's a little different. I don't have kids. I have this house. I have a dog. I'm all by myself. People are like, oh, you should do real well. Take for granted. Like the other day, my truck broke down. So I don't have somebody I can call like, hey, come pick me up. You know, I don't have very few friends. So like, I gotta Uber down to the thing. You just gotta, you gotta do what you gotta do. So like all that, the roof, not the roof, the window was leaking. I'm too cheap to pay somebody I know how to do that. So I had to spend a week doing that. I called my dad up. He helped out a lot, but I was like, you just have to find time. And if you really like to do it, you will definitely you'll make the time. You make the time for the stuff that you really like. And eBay pays the bills, so I got to really like that. And I actually really like YouTube. I love doing these lives and stuff. I love meeting new people. So you will definitely make the time to do what you want. Like you will.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you have worked for somebody else and then you do this, then you're super motivated to not go back to work for somebody else.
Sure. Yeah. That's the.
Yeah, and that's like my ultimate goal within a couple of years is to be making enough I can purchase my own insurance and strictly work for myself. And primarily that is because I want to be home with Dalton. And like that drives me. So as far as me, like I said before, I don't edit my videos really heavy. So I can get them done in like an hour in a day, maybe an hour and a half. and while it's uploading, I'll, take photos or whatever. And Dalton is with me, except for my live shows, because he wants attention and hits me in the head. So we have removed him from live show situations, but he goes with me, he doesn't go with me at thrift stores anymore because he's 3. He doesn't want to ride in the cart. He wants to run and hide. So my mom will keep him, or Brad will keep him. And but when I'm here and I'm listing and photographing and we're shipping, he's with us. So I'm still getting to spend time with him. And if he wants to go water his flowers in the middle of me listing, I stop. Because that's why I'm doing it, is to be home and spend more time with him. Or if he wants to race his cars, I'll play race cars for however long. And then I'll say, okay, let mommy list one more. And then I list, and then we play race cars some more.
That's awesome.
He knows. I'm like, okay, we'll play for a little while. Let me do one listing. So I feel like I'm still accomplishing stuff, and then we'll do it again. And like, the YouTube, the daily for me, so my what solds were 3 times a week. What I have done is add in the sourcing one. So I added in, going to the private picks and going to the thrift stores. And again, I don't edit out much. Like, a lot of people only put like where they're finding stuff. And I use mine as more of like a teaching thing. Like, okay, I looked at this, but I didn't get it because of this. And that way, it's not taking a ton of time. Now, I don't want to underestimate it. Like Julian saying he spends 20 to 30 hours a week. I probably spend 40 hours a week on, or close, on YouTube, because I respond to comments and between emails and Instagram. So it's a lot of time, but I love it. And I love seeing people like, oh, my sales are going up, or I sold this, or I picked this up because you showed me. Like, that's kind of the driving factor. And Dalton's involved in all of it. And I don't know. Listen, now's the perfect time, because we only have 20 minutes left. I have my shirt. If you guys didn't see on Instagram, look, with me and Dalton.
Big screen.
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I'll make me big screen and hide in my shirt. So Richard has the link. Oh, it's me and Dalton and my car, stuff packed full. I'm doing now my shirt's all funky. I'm doing a shirt campaign. They're only available to order for 2 weeks. This is my first shirt campaign ever. They designed it. Bonfire did, just for me, which is cool. Jocelyn, my good friend Crazy Lamp Lady, uses them and told me I needed to go there, and I did, and I love the design, which is awesome. So Richard should be dropping the link, and you guys can order those shirts for 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today. And then they will all ship out together at the end of that 2 weeks, is my understanding. So we order them and then they print them all. Lucky Treasures, Jim, I want you to know we did not take your question negatively. Right. I think your question just made us think of that negativity. Yeah. We did not take your question negatively. So I want to make sure I highlight that. TKO, how do you motivate yourself to list?
I treat mine as like a job. I mean, it's like if I was at a 9 to 5, I figure out, like this is what they would require me to do. So that kind of motivates me when I'm at the home and there's nobody over me, but it's just like, this is my job. I have to do this to make a living. If you don't, I mean, you're not going to get your sales. And I mean, the whole gist. I mean, you don't list, you don't get sales. I mean, you get inventory sitting stale. So there's like a lot of things, and it gets overwhelming too, for me at least. And like, I have to list. And if I don't do it, it's going to really bother me pretty bad. So
and you'll start noticing sales slowing down if you don't.
Yeah.
And because of the way the logistics of my life, like I have to go and like have a giant like day where I just take pictures like all day and then just work off of that until I start seeing that mountain of pictures like trickling to smaller. Then I have to go have another big photo session because I have to be kind of isolated. I have to focus on that more so than with my videos, I think. So the kids can't constantly interrupt me. So I just need them to let me do this. And
like I said, it's just me. I got to pay for all this just through eBay. So it's when I'm on my what solds, I'm like, hey, I sold this for this because the light bill had to be paid. That's kind of like the truth. So that's my motivation, is that I don't want to go back to the job I was. So I will work the hardest I can not to do that. So that's my motivation, is I didn't like what I was doing before for 10 years. And I really like this. So it's, but it is hard when you work for yourself and you're like I don't have to like list. I could probably like watch TV for 3 or 4 days, but there will be ramifications when the mortgage is due. So
Right.
Yeah, that's so real.
yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
That don't stop.
For me, like sometimes I'll go thrifting to motivate myself to list, even if I only pick up like a handful of items, like if I'm burnt out on the whole listing process, or I'll change what I'm listing. Like if I'm bored with whatever I'm listing, I'll put it up and go get something else, and be like, okay, I'm done. But once those pictures are on my phone, I'm like, Margaret, I bulk photograph so I can list on the couch or wherever. And I'm like, I have to finish this batch of photos. Like I can't go take photos of something else until I finish this batch. But then I could list something, that I like. And with me, I try to get mostly stuff I like, but with buying lots. And if I see something that's profit, whether I like it or not, I'm going to get it. And I have a $400 Oric floor cleaner over there that's been sitting in here for months. And then I'm looking, like I looked up the price. And my house is all tile, like 2,000 square foot of tile. And I'm like, I need that floor cleaner. So guess what? I did the pictures and I'm like, I'm going to keep that. Like, I'm going to keep it and scrub my floors with it. So I waited that long to list. So I had to buy the pads today. And I'm like, I know it sells for the same amount used if I decide I won't use it. But can you guys see me? Uh-oh.
Yep, we can see you.
I can't see my screen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we can totally see you.
Wait. I touched it barely. This is very strange. Hold on. It was like totally black. So anyways, that's how I can't even see any more questions. This is very weird. Can you still see me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on.
You can see like your surroundings, right?
Huh?
So you can see your surroundings.
See another question? I can see my surroundings. I can see my camera. But I can't see.
On. Now we can have a party, guys. No.
Now we get to some more questions. Somebody, let's see. They said, found a question. I'm considering opening a eBay store. Will my current listings transfer over automatically?
They should. I think they do. Yeah, they transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just pay for the store subscription, and then it's kind of like you just have to pay for it. It's the same listings and stuff. I don't think that changes.
You just keep adding stuff into it. It just pretty much unlocks a little bit more stuff.
That is true. Let's see. The next question was, Kat and Margaret, do you start all your listings in list perfectly?
I do now, but whenever all of my stuff kind of got lost, I took my Etsy listings and sent them over to List Perfectly. And then, it just kind of depends. Like if I already have some in one place, then I will send them wherever else they need to go. But now I do.
So you download them all into List Perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, we see Kat.
Oh yeah, she's big.
Oh, she's small again. So you download it all in there and then go from there? There's two of you.
I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think I'm good.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. I now when I create my listings, I just create them in the List Perfectly catalog on their dashboard and then send them out.
Huh.
Jocelyn, where did you come from? Hello. I'm so excited about my trip. Happy birthday, Jocelyn. Happy birthday to you. I love your new truck, and I didn't show Brad because he would be super jealous and make me go get him one.
Oh, that big Dodge 2500?
She got a nice truck. She got a nice truck. Somebody asked, what am I missing? Now I'm like seeing all these comments. Leroy does not always want dolphins, so I will highlight this. And I saw a question asking if any of us TikTok.
No TikTok. I had enough with YouTube and what I'm doing now. Maybe, I hear it's like a really good space to be in because it's not a lot of competition, but I see a lot of people lately jumping on, like resellers, but I'm going to stay off of TikTok.
So
I have a TikTok, but
I made one video, maybe 2 TikToks. Leroy, I'm not going to give him a dolphin because normally he tells me don't give him a dolphin. But he's thanking Julian because he said whenever he needs help with tools, Julian is always there. Leroy is always there if I need a help or question.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I appreciate you too. We are time for the quick fire round, guys. So we're going to go as fast as we can. I now, unfortunately, lost a lot of the chat. When whatever just happened, the black screen on my monitor. So I am going to go. It's weird. Everything, it goes from 8:44 to 9:39. Okay. So we will click through and answer as quick as we can. Target Ranger, I'm considering opening an eBay store. Will my current listings transfer over automatically? Yes. If there are questions that are, do you know the answer to this? And Cayce or Margaret, did they remove FedEx?
I don't know this.
I never see a FedEx button on there. It's usually just UPS or USPS. I never see a FedEx. I didn't even know they had FedEx.
Okay, I've been weighing the eclectic element. I've been weighing and pre-packing my listings ever since I started selling larger items. How do you estimate shipping with things you're listing without pre-packing them?
Mine's pretty common. It's just golf clothes mostly. And then if it's an item that I don't know, I'll just weigh it and just give an estimation of the dimensions off of me to make sure I'm protected.
Yeah, most of my items are smaller first class items, and then if it's not, like let's say a mug's going to be $8 because it's going to go in a padded flat rate. So it's just selling the same kind of stuff all the time.
If I'm thinking that it's going to be an oversized package, so it's like 12 by 12 by 12, if anything looks different than that, I'm going to go ahead and measure that out to make sure that it's not, and I'm not going to get burned terribly. Cowboy hats will do that to you. But other than that, I just guesstimate.
Yeah, and me, because I sell all different kinds of crazy things, I estimate most of the time just from experience and time. But if it's something really heavy, I will weigh the item and then I'll add what I think. Because like bigger boxes could weigh close to a pound. So like a 14 by 14 by 14 box by itself without packing materials is almost a pound. And that's your biggest thing too, like Julian said, is if it's going to go over 12 by 12 by 12, you need to know that box size because an inch could mean $10 more in shipping on your box size. So if you're shipping bigger stuff, I can't pre-package. I have 3,300 items. I can barely fit them not in a box. If I were to attempt to box them, I just wouldn't have the space. But I do weigh the item and then you can measure it and figure, like 3 inches extra on each side for the box if it's a bigger item, and then add a couple pounds for the box and packing. Amy, for me and Margaret, do you start all your listings and list perfectly?
Now I do. Yeah. No,
I do not.
Yeah.
I start all mine in eBay because I love eBay and I love sell similar. So I haven't moved. Mine aren't in the list perfectly category. So I like every other day will go and delete the stuff off the other platforms except for Poshmark, which makes it impossible for me and whatever. Yeah. We already answered that one. Do you ever hire someone to help you? And if so, how do you do the base pay?
I would never do it just because I don't want any overhead right now, and I'm just comfortable where I'm at. So not doing that.
I haven't ever hired anyone.
Me either.
I keep trying and it doesn't work. I tried like 4 different people from an ad for a job, and they would come, I would pay them, I would train them, and they never come back. It's not easy. It's not easy work. It's like really monotonous to list. It's not exciting. The exciting part's the sourcing and the sales. And then my niece did it, but she got offered back her old job, which is where my sister lives. So my sister watches her baby, and that was just more convenient. And that was working really well. She was doing excellent at it. Just logistically, because of her childcare needs, she couldn't. So if I ran into someone, I tried to get my 22-year-old to do it, and he just is not motivated. he's not motivated. I wish he would, because he lives in my rental, doesn't pay me rent like he should. And I'm like, you're going to come over here and work. And he does like 5 DVDs in 3 hours. I'm like, dude, go home. Like, just go home. You know, like, it's more frustrating than it's not. Yes, Dagny, my other buddy, I am going to see. I'm so happy. Look, both of them, and I get to go hang out with them in a week. I'm so excited. We planned this trip like almost 6 months ago. We planned this trip. It's been a long time. So I am very happy about that. So for those of us using GSP, pros and cons.
Oh, I haven't had any cons yet. It seems like it's pretty good. I mean, I guess if I come up with a con, it would be that, I don't know. I mean, I guess they do send you an email that when it does get delivered, but I mean, I've noticed a little bit more in sales for pros, but I haven't had any cons yet with it.
The only cons I ever had when I used it was international people saying it's just too expensive on their end, unless that's rectified. So
no, it's not.
Yeah, I was going to say the only con that I can think of is super expensive for the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but for the seller,
for you, the pro of GSP is you have that coverage. So if it gets there, they can't deliver. I had an item they couldn't deliver that was $600 that went GSP, and eBay refunded them and me about 2 years ago. So yeah, I don't know if anybody can decipher this. Why did I don't know what this means. Anybody?
I don't know.
If you're saying that you went to Facebook Marketplace to purchase it and you had to pay tax, the law is that all of these platforms, eBay, Facebook, Mercari, Poshmark, have to collect sales tax for, I think, 38 to 40 states now. So I think that's what they're asking.
Man,
see, we all are. We tried TikTok, and Gorgeous on YouTube has like hit it off. She has like millions and millions of views on TikTok because she's like cute and funny and can do little things. And I'm not, I can't say what I have to say in a minute. I can't TikTok.
You got some Japanese going on in here.
What happened?
No,
are they getting? Okay. We just have a couple more minutes, guys. Cece wants to know, how many listings did you have when you felt like you started making daily sales?
Probably did about 10 listings a day. I mean,
how many total though do you think?
I think like 400.
Okay.
Like 400.
Yeah. I would say about the same for 300-400.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I feel like it was more like 500 for me, but close to what they're saying. What do you have up for sale for Halloween? Anyone?
Everything. I just sold a Halloween like ceramic jack-o'-lantern candy dish, like just a few days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Halloween's selling. Need to get
all the time. Yeah.
I have a big old jack-o'-lantern. I should probably put that up like tonight, shouldn't I? It's a blow mold. I got it at my last buyout. I'm looking. I can see it down
that
there.
Holiday stuff sells year round. Yeah, do it.
But I don't want to miss the Halloween trip. I just got it. Yeah. So, Julian,
I got nothing.
I don't have anything else listed. Halloween.
I got nothing. That's terrible. I like Halloween too. I got nothing.
This question I'll go ahead and answer, and only because I just read an article about this. So, Local Family Flipper said, had my first international sale. When do I get paid? So I read an article, and Dom, Primetime Treasure Hunter, shared it in his Facebook group, and it said that eBay has started, and I hate to say this for all of you guys that are not selling a lot, eBay has started deciding that people are casual sellers. Like if you haven't sold like 25 items in the last 6 months, they are holding your pay until you hit that threshold. And supposedly it's somewhere in, very, very bad. It was on e-commerce bites, which is who eBay threatened to kill, by the way. But they have started categorizing people as casual sellers, which none of us, we're all selling regular, so we're not going to see it. So if you don't have a lot of sales, they're holding the payment until after the item is delivered, where they weren't any before. It's a new managed payments thing. Shipping cheaper on Facebook or easier, she's asking.
I would say it's easier on Facebook just because, I mean, you don't have to calculate. I don't even get it. You don't have to calculate that. You just print out the label, throw it on the box. I mean, I have golf bags. I mean, they go for like $30-$40 ship anywhere in the country. On Facebook, it's $12 UPS anywhere. I don't get it, but it's easier on Facebook, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook doesn't take dimensions into account, which is like Mercari. Mercari doesn't require it either. So you can ship big items that don't weigh much for really cheap, which is nice. The Yadro I sold Naomi, I did in a 14 by 14 by 14. Let us pray. She was 12 and a half, 13 inches tall. She was bubble wrapped very, very well. Yay. Kelly says my necklace should be there by Friday. Good night, Jocelyn. You're probably already out of here. I will see you soon. I see the Japanese. Richard should have the link to that. Oh, my Japanese. Yeah.
What's Japanese?
Richard, did you drop that link for the t-shirt? If not, I think I have it pinned to my video from yesterday. It's the top comment, and it's on my Instagram. Our tin roof. Julio, I screenshotted your video as a sourcing reference. Okay, they want to name. We do this almost every show. They want to know, and let's let Cayce do this as well. Give us your 3 top brands for golf clubs.
Oh, Callaway, TaylorMade, and Titles. I mean, there's so many. There's like Ping. I mean, there's like a bunch of really good ones.
He just said the ones my 3 that if I was going to say, I always tell my girlfriend, look for Ping, Callaway, and TaylorMade. You find them, I'm a happy camper.
I do say that. I have my wife. She'll send me pictures of everywhere she goes, and she's caught on to knowing what they are. But it's funny because I'll just screenshot and start circling things. And there's a lot of things that's not name brand that you can find. Like I found something yesterday. It was like $40. It was some kind of Tour Sonic putter, and it's worth $40. A big, good sell-through rate. I've never heard of it. So a lot of good stuff.
For the shirt, Richard just dropped it. I am going to show you guys a couple of things really quick, and then we will let you guys go. So look how amazing this Amberina dish is. These are my stuff for the live sale tomorrow. I found some really cool stuff. I wasn't that prepared last time, I feel like. Oh, are these? I feel like these are Halloween-y. What do you think? They almost look like a skeleton gingerbread. So I'm going to have these. I've got some cool stuff. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. on Yvonne Thrifty Rich. I'm clinking glass as usual. I'm going to have all this cool stuff. Oh, look at how cute these things are. They're so cute.
Aw.
Okay, so I've got a lot of cool stuff. So come see me and Yvonne tomorrow. We still have over 400 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Cayce and Margaret, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Do you want to say a goodbye, Cayce, to everyone and Margaret?
Goodbye. I'm just kidding. No, appreciate it.
You're a YouTuber. Come on, self-promote. You're getting the chance.
Well, Kat, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate everybody in the chat just coming and visiting and hanging out with me and throwing all the questions. I enjoyed the questions. I hope I can answer them the best I can. Definitely go check out Carolina Thrifter videos. Most times you'll see me at a garage sale or thrift stores, and I do find a lot of golf clubs and whatever I can to find a resale, and mostly it's gonna be hard goods. You won't see too many other things than that, like clothing and stuff. I do enjoy doing what I do as a full-time reseller. It is a dream job, and if I could motivate y'all to go after that, I would. So, and I hope everybody has a great night and a blessed one. So, thank you.
Everything he said, only hard goods and jewelry. Yeah. Come over, check me out.
Instagram too.
Instagram, and I don't just share reselling stuff. I post goofy memes and try to.
She posts funny stuff. Yes. Yeah. I don't have the time to find funny memes. I'm like sales videos, sales. Yeah. Like I wish sometimes I see them, but it's like my other reselling friends. I'm like, do I steal them just to put it back on Instagram when we probably have the same followers? I should still steal it.
I do. Yeah. I'm like,
why not? Yeah.
Some of my friends might not see it. I'm like, go for it.
I'll start stealing stuff then. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Yvonne Thrifty Rich and At some point, I will have, I believe, the second half of my private pick video up tomorrow. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Oh, who's on with us next Tuesday? Hold on. I'm looking. I'm bad about knowing who's next. So next week we will have, we have George again, the Antique Nomad, and we have Resale Heroes on with us. So amazing, always knowledgeable. I feel like I get schooled every time George comes on, and I love it. He is so knowledgeable. So yeah, we will see you guys next Tuesday at 8 live. Have a good evening.